Don, we haven't actually spoke the last few days, really. I know you've been sort of busy guy working. Obviously, manager's been sacked, which I know you wanted, but you're linked heavily with Mckenna, a few other managers as well. But today, the media is really pushing the Mckenna story. How do you personally feel about him coming in?
Bro, do you know what? For me, the first sort of feeling I get is Potter vibes. If I'm looking at it from a closed-minded perspective, right? Because obviously the main concern for me is just dealing with the pressure of managing at Chelsea. That's the main thing for me, because I feel like Potter just crumbled under the pressure, right? But I have said at the same time, even before any of this happened, was that if Potter had the team that Poch had this year, I reckon he would have done a lot better than Poch, because the team that he walked into was a complete mess, and the profile players that we had just didn't really suit what he was trying to do. Because if you remember last season, bro, our defense was good. You know, we were creating some good patterns here and there, but when we got to that final third, Havertz is missing, Sterling's missing, Mount's missing. That was our main problem. We only scored 37 goals last season. But I honestly think if Potter had this team this year, it does a lot better, you know? But I'll be real, like, from a lot of people that I've spoken to, because I don't know much about Mckenna. I haven't watched a single Ipswich game, right? I need to do a lot more research, yeah? A lot of people have told me that he's a good coach. I've kind of looked at his philosophy, how he likes to play and whatnot. And I do look at him, like Ches has said, I don't see him as someone who's incompetent or looks like a timid sort of individual. And it's a similar sort of thing I said about Ange before Ange came in. I didn't watch a single Celtic game under Ange. But I said, when I look at Ange, I don't look at a guy that looks incompetent, you know? And one of the main things that I've spoken about with Poch is how he's struggled to get the basics right. I honestly think if we all went to Chelsea together, Terry, we'll do a better job than Poch. Yeah, because we're not going to be playing Ben Chilwell left wing, you know what I'm saying? Or playing Levi Cole left back, where we can see him getting cooked week after week after week after week. So for me, like I've said, the main concern that I've got is just the little intangibles in the game. In terms of the coaching aspect, I do think he will do better than Poch. I think he's a little bit more tactically switched on, I would say. For me, my number one, you guys know, is De Zerbi. So I still want to go for De Zerbi. But I'm not going to completely shut down Mckenna because it's not a sexy name. It's not a fancy name. Again, I'm going to do more research around, you know, what he can bring to the team and whatnot. But for me, I like the fact that they're trying to identify a coach that's going to suit the players that we've got and what we're trying to do going forward. You know, similar to what what Arsenal did with Arteta. When he first came in, remember what everyone was saying about this guy? You know, he's just picking up the cones for Pep. He's just going to be learning on the job. And now look at them, you know, because they found the manager that fitted with what they were trying to do. And that's what Chelsea are trying to do at the minute. We're not just trying to go get an Amorim that doesn't suit the players that we've got. We're not just trying to go for Conte because he's a winning manager when it doesn't suit the players that we've got. So for me, we just need to make sure that we get a like for like, bro. And then we move from there. You know what I mean? But I've got concerns around the pressure aspect of the job if he's not getting the results, you know. But bro, if he comes in and plays the football that he's been playing at Ipswich, because I've seen highlights and whatnot, I've seen all the clips. Omari's been killing it over there with the better players that we've got. Similar sort of thing as with De Zerbi. He could cook. You know what I mean? I'm open to it. I can't lie. I'm open to it. If he gets hired, I'm not going to start protesting and going to the bridge and holding banners. Put it that way. You know, I don't think he's the worst guy to be bringing in all honesty. But again, I would go for De Zerbi if it was up to me, innit?
Yeah, I mean, I do get you on De Zerbi. The thing with Chelsea is right now, and this is not me trying. Again, I'd like him at United. There's just no, like, there isn't even a whisper of De Zerbi in Chelsea right now, which I find interesting. I know the bookies have him as favourite, but there isn't one credible journalist or media outlet that's mentioned Chelsea and him in the same breath, which I find interesting because I thought Chelsea would be all over it, but maybe that is because he wants these. If he does want the control over transfers in terms of I want to pick who I buy, then it makes complete sense why Chelsea wouldn't go near him. So KJ, you were about to jump in there, mate.
Yeah, I wouldn't be happy if McKenna joined Chelsea, to be honest. I think he's a very good manager. And I think Chelsea will be a very difficult place for a young manager to work in, to be fair. Because just for the main fact of they've already put out that the main thing they want from their next manager for next season is top 4 and a trophy. So for McKenna to go in there and to be expected top 4 straight away after he's got to deal with obviously the new playing style with these new players, everything clicking together, and then it may not click. I think that would be a bit too much of it for him. Whereas, say if it was a Brighton, where they're not expected to do much, maybe get Europe if they can. Even Man United, where we're rebuilding, where to be honest, next season we're not expected to do anything. It's easier for you to then to grow into the role and grow into the job, and your potential can be seen a lot more. At Chelsea, the one thing I fear for him at Chelsea, not because I don't think he's a good coach. I think he's a very good coach. I just don't think I don't believe he'll get the time, especially from the fan base. Like I know Ches, Andrew, and Don, mate, they might give him time and they might be patient, but the wider fan base of Chelsea, they're not going to do that, in my opinion. If things go wrong,
the thing, I hear that point of view, bro. But honestly, bro, yeah, like I said, with Poch, he did such a bad job tactically, yeah, and some of the things that he was doing, bro, yeah. When people were saying get this guy out in September, as much as I wanted him in, I couldn't even defend him because I could clearly see why they wanted him out and the mistakes that he was making.
We're done.
And that's where it goes back. And that's where it goes back to
Can I add on the subject as well, please?
And that's where it goes back to Mckenna just before you come in, yeah. Like you've said, KJ, you rate him as a coach. You think he's a good manager. I don't look at him and think he's going to make the same basic mistakes that Poch was making, because that's where the patience ran out with Poch. He kept messing up.
Yeah, but I'm
if
not
Poch
even
was
talking
playing
about
like how he was the last 5 games towards the start of the season, but we wasn't picking up results, there'll be a lot more people defending Poch because they can clearly see what he's doing.
Yeah,
KJ, patience because there wasn't anything. It was chaotic football.
One sec, KJ. Yeah, what I would say to your point is, yeah, you make a good point, but what I don't like is when people tell Chelsea fans what they should do and what they shouldn't do. You know why I say that? Because you're saying we won't give him patience, we gave Poch patience, but guess what? We were mid-table for half the season. Now, if the derby comes in and you're mid-table half the season, he turns it around, you're going to hear him and you're going to give him time. But at the end of the day, he had objectives. And he knew what he was getting into. So if McKenna comes in, McKenna comes in, he knows what the remit is. There's no excuse. So if he's poor,
I get that, but
yeah. So I was wanting to say one thing. I'll say, Ches, I get where you're coming from, but you just set a really interesting precedent for yourself on the terrace. I don't want to hear you tell any club or any fans what they should think or feel ever again now. Because you said it pisses you off when people tell Chelsea fans what they should think.
I never said it pisses me off. I never use those words. So you said that.
You just said it annoys you. Did you not say it annoys you when people tell Chelsea fans what to do?
I didn't say annoy. I just said it's funny how like people are telling me. Look, KJ's overall point was about the fans. I was talking about the fans. He was saying your fans won't have.
Yeah, but you just said it. Didn't you say something to the words to the?
No, I was saying KJ's talking about the fans. So I'm telling him you can't say that about the fans because not all fans think the same.
But I swear you just said something to the effect of, and I'm just having a bit of a joke here, but you said something to the effect of, it annoys me when people tell Chelsea fans what they should do. I swear you said that. Or am I tripping?
No, I'm pretty sure you said that.
No,
you
might not have used the words pissed off, but if it annoys you, winds you up, frustrates you, it all means.
I need to respond. I need to respond to both of them.
KJ, sorry.
Go on.
I'm not even saying, because Don, to your point, it's like, am I assuming that he's going to get things wrong and make the same mistakes as Poch? I'm not even saying that. I'm saying even if things are going right, and you are still mid-table, even if he's doing the things that he wants to do and he's not making the mistakes, and you're still mid-table, that's when I'm questioning the patience of Chelsea fans, because I'm not a person that, because again, I think he's a good coach. I don't necessarily think things will go wrong because he's making mistakes. I think things will go wrong because some things just take time. A system takes time. Players take time.
KJ, let's face it, right?
Yeah.
The word patience doesn't exist at the top 6 club. It just doesn't exist, okay?
Right.
Even fans, the ownership, it just doesn't exist. But football fans, we're so hypocritical and easy to please. If McKenna signs up and he wins 6 out of the first 8 games and 2 draws, you're going to see fans in the chat going, give him an extension of his contract already. He knows what Chelsea are all about. And then he loses the next 5 games. Worst Chelsea manager in our history.
Let me add to that as well. Yeah, because last season, bro, KJ, there's this thing about Chelsea fans being impatient because obviously we've seen a lot of managers, over the years with Roman. Cool, understandable. But last season with Potter, I've never seen so many Chelsea fans giving this guy patience, even match-going fans. Yeah, we wasn't booing this guy until the end. Before he got
That's
sacked.
because of his sweet fade.
I started coming on the terrace last season, and when I was coming on, I was defending this man when we wasn't picking up results. I was speaking to Terry, bro. I was telling Terry, what the hell is Graham Potter supposed to do when we've got everyone injured and we're working with C team players that need to be on their way out? We went to Newcastle with a front three of Gallagher, Mount, and Broja. Yeah, that's what we was working with, right? And for me, I was like, bro, as of January onwards, I need to see this guy pick up because we're going to make new signings and people are coming back. That's when I lost my patience after that, when things still didn't change. But honestly, bro, Graham Potter, he even got patience from the owners. We lost to Southampton, bottom of the league, still bottom when they beat us, didn't get sacked. We lost to Spurs, didn't get sacked. He got a lot of patience.
What I would say about patience as well is this style of play is really important, and I think if you're entertained, then it helps. But what I find really interesting is Man United fans and Chelsea fans have probably been the two most vocal at criticizing Arsenal in the Arteta era, and both our clubs might just be about to go down the exact same path of bringing in either brand new or very, very inexperienced managers and building or managing young squads.
Hey, you know what? On that point,
life comes at you fast sometimes, don't it? Life comes at you quick.
Bro,
He's a bit different, Terry. I'll tell you why. Tell you why it's different. Because I'm more
look at Matt, bruv.
Not really.
Matt's showing teeth. Matt, stop showing your teeth, bro.
You guys are sipping his coke.
Terry, it's a bit different. I'll tell you what, I don't mock Arsenal for getting Arteta and doing this process. I mock them for not winning trophies on the way. That's what I say. I say, even with process, you still need to win. So, for example, if Potts won a Carabao Cup, I said yesterday's stream he'd probably stay. People said to me no, but he still would have won a trophy. So it's still a certain level.
No, I do get that. That element chairs, I understand. I'm talking more about when he came in, this is crazy. It will never work. Youth projects are stupid. You need a manager of experience. That element is why I ask questions, but with these things, you know, like when the Saudis were taking over Newcastle, people were like, Terry, do you think it's right because of all these reasons? Yeah. And I sort of said, one of my biggest responses that I gave all the time was, I'm not condemning it. Because, when you say things out loud, it sounds bad. But if Man United get taken over by Saudis tomorrow, am I going to stop supporting my club? No. Therefore, I'm a hypocrite. When everyone was moaning about the World Cup being in Qatar, I said to KJ the whole time, I said, I get people's arguments. So, but if I get the opportunity to go out there, I'm going, and I did. Imagine I spent 6 months slagging it off, and then I get an opportunity to go out there and I go. I just don't like doing that.